And in the bottom left-hand position, spawning as the Teal Zerg, it's his birthday, SYF MightyKiwi. Let's see if he can win this one and make it a great birthday for himself. Pretty hyped for this guy as well. I mean, he's been, as you said, he's been clawing his way back through the losers bracket, just plowing his way through every opponent. Kudos to him, you know, it's a lot of games to play in one day, especially in a tournament setting. Those guys who feel the pressure on ladder, imagine the kind of pressure these guys feel, knowing that they're actually playing to be able to qualify for the WCS this year in the first season.
Yeah, both these guys have been doing fantastic. MightyKiwi is someone who has always been good, but he doesn't always perform to the level that we all know he can, for whatever reason. I don't know, like if he studies or he just takes a break or he hits a slump or something, but I haven't seen him play in a long time, and it's really good to see him get this far in the WCS brackets. You know, he's usually one of those guys that gets into the round of 16, but this time round, I think our brackets are actually probably the hardest they've been in this region for a while, because there's a few more good players coming through the woodwork. So it's great to see him back on top. And, you know, if he beats King Kong, then I'm going to be really impressed, because it shows that he's still very much in form. But that said, you know, King Kong, you can't really knock this guy out with ease, because he doesn't really even need to practice to be really good. So I guess we'll find out.
It's just in his Korean genes. He's just naturally 300% better than anybody else without practice. So he's got that going for him. Link speed started for both guys. Slightly earlier for MightyKiwi. King Kong taking his natural at the front here. A little bit of a stylistic difference. It just means you get an easier third later compared to an easier natural to begin with. It is slightly harder to defend in my opinion, but it looks like King Kong is confident that he can defend any sort of early aggression that's going to come his way.
That's for sure. Let's see if he can actually slide in here, but the Queen is going to deny it. Very nicely done from King Kong. Any vision you can limit is great in ZvZ, because it's very easy to be doing mirror builds, as we can pretty much see these guys are doing. First difference is appearing now, though, as King Kong goes for a third base. Excuse me. And MightyKiwi going for the aggression. So let's see if he can't put on some serious hurt to King Kong here. I mean, it's a wide open third base at the very least, so you certainly have some good opportunities for damage.
Yeah, denies that link from scouting into the main, but at least King Kong saw the fact that a flood of lings is headed his way. He's putting his queens into position, morphing in some defensive abilities, even throwing down a spine crawler. So it looks like he is a little bit afraid here. His lings did start quite a bit later than that of MightyKiwi's, even main-arting his drones back into his main. Oh, needs to be careful up. Oh! Sick Baneling hits there. That puts King Kong in a great spot. That took out, what was it, like 10? No. Like 7 or 8 lings there with just the two Banelings, and then MightyKiwi is gonna keep the aggression on, but King Kong feeling pretty confident now. The Queen on the low ground as well. He's actually stopped walling with his queens. I guess he needs to get some injects going as well. Doesn't want to fall behind in the larva production.
He's looking alright for the moment anyway. MightyKiwi does have to come back here for a second to morph his own Banelings and try. Oh gosh, please be careful. He's gonna try and run these Banelings around. If he could peel a couple off to hit that would be great.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear.
So Satyr has been dropped. You're still in? Okay. Oh good. Oh good.
All good.
Alright, terrible time to drop, mate. Sick Link Bane micro happening right now, okay.
Yeah. Actually, the Baneling is slightly out of position, so the Lings get on top of those drones for a little bit. No insane Baneling hits happening just yet. 5 drones have actually gone down in this attack, so King Kong may be paying the price for expanding at the front so greedily.
But don't forget, he does have a third base, so he's got that up on MightyKiwi, and MightyKiwi's just now grabbing a Roach Warren and extra gas behind this. So King Kong is still in a really great position.
Yeah. Looks like pretty even trade there. 2 Banes for 2 Banes and a Ling. And now King Kong adding a Roachborn of his own at the front as well to kind of restrict the movement paths of his opponent's Lings for now. And then MightyKiwi sees this and he pulls back. I mean, these Lings weren't going to get too much more done here, especially with the Spine Crawler in range of that ramp and everything.
Yeah. All in all, pretty even on drones. 35 for King Kong to 37 of MightyKiwi, with a couple more just popping out there. The difference again is the third base. MightyKiwi only just now going for his. So, yeah, I guess they're pretty evenly matched in their Ling Bane control at the very least. But King Kong very much excels in getting ahead in these situations where things look more or less even. I mean, he's obviously got a lot more lava to play with and will be able to pull ahead in the droning if he keeps at it.
That's right. Oh, looks like our observer having some internet issues. Do we need a pause? Yeah? Okay.
Alright.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Could it be me? Potentially? But I saw you, like...
Yeah, I think it is Insano, but... Yeah, because, I mean, we're on a Skype call, guys, and Insano can talk to us, but you guys can't hear him. Like, there's no lag on our end at all. He's not dropping frames. At least you guys would tell us if we'd be dropping frames, I think, I'm pretty sure. And our Skype isn't lagging, so...
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Some BattleNet issues, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
sorry about this, guys.
Yeah. I kind of like King Kong's position, though, right now, a little bit more. Just a little bit. He did get that earlier third. You know, his lair has already started.
Game resumed.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Looks like, I think, things are balancing out again. No problems. At least I don't feel it.
Hopefully that's the end of that. A few roaches coming out for MightyKiwi. In fact, he's pumping out a fair few roaches beside his drones. So we'll see if he decides to commit one way or another. It's generally not a good idea to make a few roaches and make a few drones at the same time for too long, because you're going to kind of, you know, be halfway to both having a good economy and having a good army. At the end of the day, you're not actually going to end up with either. But it looks like he has, in fact, chosen to go for straight roaches. He's pumping out an upgrade as well, getting that layer as well. So perhaps once that roach speed gets on the way, he will be able to push out. But King Kong could actually come at it before that. And he's already got some Ravagers at the ready. And his drone count has finally pulled quite far ahead of MightyKiwi's.
Yeah. I wonder if King Kong's going to try these tricky tech switches, which he showed last week in the ESL Cup, where he kind of starts off his roach tech and then commits to like kind of like a late spire and makes a bunch of Mutalisks for harassment and kind of containing his opponent while he takes his own fourth. I think we're maybe past that point at this stage. I don't think he researched any attack upgrades until after the spire, so maybe that's not happening. But pretty interesting play from MightyKiwi, going for a Nidus network here. If that lands in the back of King Kong's base and he's out of position, that could do a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, this is not something you see every day in ZvZ, and it's a good way to throw your opponent off. I think perhaps Nidus is flavor of the day for MightyKiwi when he's trying to be a little bit cheeky to his opponent, as we have seen him whip out a couple. But yeah, is King Kong paying attention? It looks like he is. So this is kind of already failed. There's no way he's going to get out here. But if he had another Overlord, you know, he could have thrown out a second one. A bit rough. I mean, if nothing else, he could use it for reinforcement, like just stick it out in the middle of the map, just at the edge of King Kong's creep. I don't know what else he could do.
Though, because MightyKiwi sacrificed his roach speed. He delayed it by quite a bit to get to commit to the Nidus network, and now like, if the Nidus canal went down, that wouldn't have been that big of a deal because you can get on top of his army because your army is in his main. But now that the fact that his roach speed is only halfway done while King Kong's is completely done over a minute ago, like, he really can't be aggressive without you know, risking losing his whole army just because if an engagement happens that isn't going to end in his favor, he can't retreat.
Exactly.
King Kong will always be able to decide when and where to engage. So now MightyKiwi is just kind of stuck in his base for a little bit while King Kong's taking his fourth and actually moving out aggressively out on the map, morphing in a bunch of Ravagers. And I think a pretty big fight is going to happen pretty soon here.
MightyKiwi's actually in trouble. He doesn't have as much of an army as King Kong does. can see that in the supply difference there. And the 4th base is already up and running for King Kong behind that as well. So he's got this stronger economy on his side even. It's going to be very hard for either player to engage each other nonetheless, though, because of all these corrosive biles getting thrown up. It ends up being a bit of a dance of death until someone decides to go for it.
Yeah, it is a bit of a back and forth, kind of zoning each other's armies out. Looks like King Kong's really looking to try and make an engagement happen, though. He's identified that his army is just bigger, but I think MightyKiwi has had enough time to maybe catch up a little bit, and he does have the defender's advantage for the shorter reinforcement time. A nice concave from MightyKiwi is being formed, but it looks like King Kong's army is starting to overwhelm slightly. Where are the reinforcements of MightyKiwi? I think a bunch of roaches just finished up, and I think they're about to join the army, but is it too little too late? I think it might be. Yeah.
He's got a fair few more roaches than his opponent. 25 roaches to 11 at last count. Double the amount of ravages as well. And drones are pulled off the line for MightyKiwi. On top of that, he's pushing him back, actually, just a little bit. A lot of those roaches are very, very hurt. And King Kong has actually not got any real reinforcements trickling in at the moment. It's only 1 or 2 units at a time. Oh!
I think
he does need a second. Yeah.
Yeah, and as the UI shows us, 9 workers went down in that exchange, so MightyKiwi is slightly behind in the worker count as well now. In the army supply, King Kong is vastly ahead at this stage. It really is reflected in the overall supply count at this stage, and +2 missile attacks is about to finish for King Kong as well, so MightyKiwi, he's at a disadvantage in pretty much every aspect of the game right now. He's just trying to hold on, maybe hoping for some miracle corrosive bile hits or something. But he's going to sacrifice his 4th, and he's pretty much forced to do this. There's no way he can go down there and fight right now.
Yeah. He's in a lot of trouble still. Oh, this is the perfect time for a Nidus Worm, though. Yeah. Does he actually have anything in the Nidus? Not yet.
I think it's just going to be like a few roaches, you know?
Yeah.
Not to overcommit, but he needs to get some damage done on King Kong's side of the map, because...
Oh, that said, though, he's actually putting,
up the ramp.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't have enough to hold the top of the ramp here, though. If he had maybe a few more ravages, he might have been able to, but this is really hard. He's forced to pull drones yet again into the main. There's some damage going on in the natural base of King Kong at the same time, but King Kong is decimating MightyKiwi's army on the other side, and he's going to be able to kill the Nidus as well. So there's other units are trapped. They cannot come home. And I think King Kong, with the reinforcements popping out at home, should be able to clean up MightyKiwi. Oh, that's brutal.
Destroying those eggs, yeah. Eggs do have massive amounts of armor, but for people who didn't know, abilities don't take armor into consideration, so they do snipe them pretty easily. And looks like King Kong comes out on top in game 1.
GG,
pretty close game.
Yeah. This actually puts King Kong at match point because he starts 1-0 up, having the winner's bracket advantage. So he only needs 1 more game, and he takes home the top seed from this bracket. So, yeah, man, he's looking good.
Yeah. I mean, MightyKiwi played really well that game. I think it was just that Nidus Worm not paying off was kind of a pretty big hit to him. Maybe if King Kong didn't see it coming up, or something that could have been a killing blow, but unfortunately King Kong too on top of his map vision to let anything like that happen, and really showing his dominance here so far.
Yeah, he's just a little bit too good sometimes. So our second map is going to be Laralac, I believe, another often violent map in the early game for ZvZ.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Pig do a pretty clean and nicely planned out build earlier today, where he went for, pull first without the gas and sent out, 10 lings to his opponent's base, forced to cancel on the natural, and then went straight to roaches. I really like that move, actually, going straight to roaches, because, I mean, it just works out perfectly, because you take that gas later. There's no point really trying to catch up on link speed immediately, so relying on defensive roaches really worked out for him. I wouldn't mind seeing one of these guys maybe try something like that out, but I think King Kong, from what I've seen, he's tended to prefer being the aggressive one a lot of times, like he will throw in a bunch of early pull builds, and especially the fact that he's on match point and he's 2 games up. I wouldn't be surprised if King Kong, threw out some cheesy builds in the following matches.
Yeah, it might actually be the way to go too, because King Kong can be kind of hard to kill. And I would still favor King Kong over MightyKiwi, despite the fact that he played quite well in the last game. It's just King Kong is... it's King Kong. His reactive play is just so good. That I feel like you kind of have to confuse him or do something weird to get in his head a little bit. Because if it's just standard play, I feel like he's always going to have the upper hand. But, MightyKiwi might prove me completely wrong. He has before, so... yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think we're just about ready to hop into Leralac for game number 2, possibly the last game of the day if King Kong wins. But I suppose we'll soon find out.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Oh, your host. Lucky you.
Yay. Just start it right away?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. What do you think about choosing similar colors to your opponent to try and maybe confuse him a little bit? On the minimap, it's harder to differentiate between teal and blue. Do you think it makes a difference?
Not really.
No?
As a caster, yeah. But
yeah, probably not.
I don't know. I play with green and blue. Green and blue? Green and red, sorry.
Green and red. Yeah.
So it's kind of whatever. I mean, I think it's easier when it's your stuff that you're looking at, but I don't know.
Sure.
Have to ask someone that actually plays with those colors. In the bottom right, from TTSYF, this is the birthday boy himself. It's MightyKiwi.
And on the left-hand side of the map, he's up 2-0 right now. He just needs to win one more to take it, what is it, the 5th seed?
Yep.
Home with him. It's XL5's King Kong.
Woo!
It looks like MightyKiwi is going to be the one taking the initiative this time round, taking a bit of a risk. Going all in on this one. There's a gas pool, I believe. He's gone back up to 14 drones. Should be starting an Overlord. And just pumping out the Lings. I'm interested to see if he's going to throw on a Baneling Nest behind this. If he is going to go all in, yeah, you probably do want to do that. It's kind of no point being half-assed about the all in. Might as well go all the way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you kind of dig yourself a hole once you've done this anyway. It's very hard to transition out. You will see people expand behind it, though, once they start to gain momentum and they're not actually able to spend all their money with the lava that they have. We might see him add Banelings in just a little bit as he's getting close to that gas count where he can slap down that Baneling Nest now. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And there it is.
Yeah,
hold it, man.
Excellent call. Excellent.
Yeah, he's so smart.
And looks like MightyKiwi not... Oh, no, he knows. He's just trying to avoid the Overlord here to try and give King Kong as little reaction time as possible. But King Kong is pumping out his own Lings. It's just going to come down to... Ooh, actually. Yeah, he's going to bank up some Lings and maybe even start his Banelings before he really starts to show anything.
Yeah, it's pretty sneaky move.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly where King Kong is, of course, because of the Overlord pathing. Now, King Kong will just now see the first couple of Lings coming across the map from his opponent. Still doesn't know about the Banelings, I don't think, so has to be really careful here. He could lose a lot.
Yeah. If you can maybe cut off these Lings trying to skip, and there we go.
No, he's
the
gonna get
speed
the plane.
finishes up. Great start from MightyKiwi here. Losing 2 Banelings isn't ideal, but still, this is going to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, this is bad news bears for King Kong, that's for sure. He's going to try and get in there with the Baneling. He's losing drones all over the place. Baneling Nest of King Kong almost finished. Speed not too far off either, but can he get enough Lings out to deal with this?
Yeah, the lack of speed on the Lings is really good, allowing MightyKiwi to just run around these Lings and engage them separately. The Baneling does finally go down there, and drones have been forced to just run around, and this means that King Kong just hasn't had any resources to really build any lings of his own. He has that queen. He's morphing in one baneling, so maybe that can turn the tides here, but a lot more workers are going down, and at this point, MightyKiwi takes a worker lead, and that's not a place you want to be as the defending player.
No, it's only a 2-worker lead so far, though. Now, he does have a lot of lings and banelings coming across the map as well, but King Kong having morphed his own Bane, I was going to say Banes, but it's a single Bane.
Yeah.
He might be able to hold on here. All things considered, you know, he's done pretty well. But he's not out of it yet. And oh, he does lose that baneling to basically nothing. Gonna lose the queen as well, perhaps. Oh,
yeah.
Does go down.
Now, very little stands in the way between these lings and banelings and the drones of King Kong. MightyKiwi rolling over King Kong this time round. Executing his build extremely sneakily, actually. Hiding those links to the last second. Gave King Kong pretty much no inkling of what was happening until, you know, the speed finished and the banelings were done.
That's it.
Great play.
GG, MightyKiwi takes it to the 2-1. Can he actually get the reverse all kill, for lack of a better term, get the 3-2 going against King Kong? That would sure be something.
That's a birthday miracle if I've ever seen one.
It's riding the hype, man. Must be.
Yeah, I mean, he has nothing to lose, you know? I mean, he's made it all the way here. He's already in the next stage of the tournament anyways. Just do your best and see what happens. Looks like the next map is going to be Prion Terraces.
It certainly is.
Expect many gold-based shenanigans.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where you're in a matchup where you actually can go hatch first at the gold if you want. It can still be tricky to hold off like anything else because, you know, if your opponent's doing like a 13-12 again or something like that, you know, it's not the easiest time in the world, but we'll see. Maybe aggression is going to be the name of the game for MightyKiwi, seeing as it worked out so well in the last game.
Yeah.
Let's get MightyKiwi in here and we'll be underway.
Yep.
Do you reckon he can do it? Do you reckon he can get the reverse kill on him?
Ooh. It's going to be super difficult because, I mean, that probably woke King Kong up a little bit. He's like, okay, no more time to mess around. I'm going to do this properly. But, I mean, yeah, if MightyKiwi can win one, he can win two more. Why not? Especially with the way he executed that last build. That was really impressive. Yeah.
That was very, very sneaky. And it paid off super well. In the bottom right, we have a teal Zerg. He's looking to bring it back to a 2-2. Can he even it up from TTSYF? It's MightyKiwi.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner from the Team Exile 5 as the blue Zerg, it's King Kong. It looks like MightyKiwi believes in his early pool shenanigans. He's going to try it again. Will it work this time, though? Yeah.
It may. I wonder if that will spur King Kong to play a little bit more safely, though, because he's still on match point, one game away, and he will actually be opening with a gas and pool first. That's going to make his life infinitely easier.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it would be taking a pretty big risk to go pull first on a map like this, especially where both players know where each other are from the beginning. You know, early pool is just so much easier to execute on a two-player map, so I like that choice by King Kong. I mean, no point taking that risk, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. It could still be a little bit tricky to hold because this build just hits so early. Yeah, it's just kind of how ZvZ is. But at least this time he's going to have Lings out at a similar timing in a higher number. And he's going to have an extra couple of drones to show for it as well. So as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes and he's able to buy enough time for his own units, he's going to be looking really good. And again, he's going to sneak around the side of the map.
Yeah. Well, one thing that needs to be said, though, it's a lot harder to get your queen into like a defensive position to help out to defend that gold. So that's one thing that MightyKiwi has going for him. If he decides to to set his sights on that gold base instead of going straight for the main.
Yeah, he might be able to outright get the cancel on that gold base. Because if he walks in with, 10 lings out of nowhere, King Kong has to scramble to get down there with enough lings and drones to hold on to that base. It could get pretty sticky pretty fast, but we'll see. He's already starting to walk the queen down to the ramp at the very least, so he has somewhere to fall back to.
Yeah.
And Kong seeing if he can buy some time here for his beloved gold base hatchery, which I'm sure he would love to hold on to.
Yeah, and also the fact that MightyKiwi's forces are constantly going to be in between the gold base and the main means that any reinforcements made at the gold base can very well get picked off very easily. It looks like the banelings are going to roll in. He's saving the detonation, but looks like he really wanted to get through to the main. A decent second hit there. I think it was on around 3 lings. King Kong trying to block this little choke to try and use his smaller numbers to fight evenly.
Oh no! A big hit in the mineral line there, and all these lings left over from MightyKiwi are going to try and finish off as many drones as he can. He's only killed 3 so far, and that kind of evens up the count for him. But King Kong has an expansion. All he has to do is hold on here, and he's starting to get a few more lings out. This is a bit dicey, as they say, for MightyKiwi. I don't know how much he's going to be able to get done now, because King Kong is kind of stabilized at this point. He's got his own banelings out as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see King Kong maybe transfer a few drones over to the gold to get the extra kick of income. But at this stage, he is keeping them in the main. I guess he doesn't want to be forced to defend in 2 locations at once. So that's a pretty smart choice, actually, now I think about it. But MightyKiwi keeping the aggression on, and these banelings trying to kill each other. While the lings run into the main, straight past the lings of King Kong. Oh, that queen is so low. He's going to get a snipe on that one. That's really nice for MightyKiwi, actually. That's going to reduce the larva production of King Kong significantly, but he did sacrifice a bunch of his lings to try and accomplish that. So we'll see if King Kong can take it. Oh, 3 drones, 4 drones going down again.
Yeah, well, King Kong straight away pumps out 3 extra drones and is going to probably try a bit of a counterattack, counter pressure at the very least. It's tricky because MightyKiwi's always got more banelings morphing. King Kong does have that gold base, but he's not actually able to use it for much more than lava just yet. Oh gosh. So careful.
Oh
gosh. These are some seriously butt-clenching moments right here. He needs to be so careful. In fact, he's just going to run straight past him into the mineral line of MightyKiwi, see if he can get some damage done here. MightyKiwi's not going to be pleased about that and is trying to engage him on the top of the ramp here, but King Kong comes out on top by far there.
Yeah, I think he had an extra pair of lings, and that just compounds so quickly in a fight of ling versus ling, where the attack speed is so quick. Banelings of King Kong now rolling into the mineral line of MightyKiwi. Can he split well enough? 4 drones going down for MightyKiwi, so now King Kong has a significant worker advantage, doubling that of MightyKiwi.
How did he do that? Oh gosh. They were even on like 11 or 12 workers for so long, and suddenly King Kong has pulled ahead and he's continuing to keep up the pressure. He's got more lings reinforcing as well, and he's going to the gold base, and MightyKiwi going to try and get rid of the last few. Oh, Jones, GG. King Kong is your champion, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to take it 3-1 and take the 5th seed for WCS round of 16, which is going to be held on the 13th of February, round of 4 on the 14th. So look forward to that weekend. We'll be seeing who actually gets the money and gets to represent our region. So a violent couple of games to finish on there, hey?
Yeah. That was really close. I mean, King Kong, I felt like he was slightly behind until MightyKiwi went for that queen, and then MightyKiwi lost a bunch of his lings to do that, and then, King Kong felt confident enough to pump out 4 drones, and he knew he was ahead in army supply, so he just kept pushing and just broke MightyKiwi's back. And fortunately for him, King Kong takes it, as you said. Pretty excited to see how King Kong does in the next one, actually. How he measures up against the top 4 from last year's WCS points.
Yes, the top 4, for those wondering, NXZ, Betrayus, not King Kong, Igus, and I know this.
Who
Come
was
on.
it?
Where's my brain?
Who was the last one?
Blisk.
Oh, Blisk. That's right.
Blisk. We missed Blisk.
Singaporean Protoss.
That's it. That's a pretty good invitee spread. Two Zergs, a Terran, and a Protoss. Like, is this even C anymore?
What is this racial balance?
Yeah. Especially today, I think we did like mostly TVZs.
Yeah.
It was great fun too.
Yeah, it was. It was great. I was a bit tired in the middle bit, but my passion was reinvigorated due to the sick games actually towards the end.
Yeah, I don't think there was really any like super bad series or anything. Most of the games were pretty close. It was a lot of fun. So that about wraps it up for us today, guys. Big shout out to Blizzard ANZ and to ESL for running this. Our admins who kept it running smoothly despite having things like power outages hounding them earlier on in the day. And a big shout out to Insano at SYF Insano on the Twitters, just so you know, he's been running the stream and obsing for us all day so that we have the easy job of sitting back and talking crap to you guys the whole time.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You got any shout outs, Murray?
Nah.
No. Yeah, easy to please. All
Just
right.
happy to be here. Yeah.
Oh, we all. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you next WCS for more juicy ANZ StarCraft action. And Southeast Asia, I should say. Australia and New Zealand is not the only people that are representing. So I'm really looking forward to that. See you guys then.